Hey Leo, how's it going? My name is Dre, and this is your reading for June 2017. If you want a reading, just email me. I already laid out the cards to save some time. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm using Tarot of the Holy Light deck. It's a lovely deck. So we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse. The King of Cups in reverse. The Eight of Wands. The Ace of Cups, my favorite card in this whole deck. Temperance. King of Wands, which is you guys, Leo. Eight of Cups. And the Nine of Swords reversed. Outcome, we have the Wheel of Fortune reverse. And just an additional card, we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, so I feel like there's like it's kind of what I got in the last reading, and it's what I get for most of the fire signs. It's just that there's a part of you guys that on one hand, there's a part of you guys that needs to be like sort of tamed. I don't know if that's the right word, but I feel like you guys are in this period, this moment, especially with this Ace of Cups here, where you're just ready to live with your heart. And that's what Leo does. You know, the Leo energy does anyway. Leo, I think it rules the heart. I'm not sure. But it's like you guys are ready to put something out there, put something to fruition. Because we also have this other ace, this Ace of Discs, or Pentacles. I might have said Pentacles. But it's like, I feel like with that reverse, it's probably more of an energy that you might be going about it the wrong way, or whatever your idea is, it's not going to come to fruition in the exact way you want it. Maybe the plans that you put in place, or the steps you've put in place, have sort of changed your view, your outlook on whatever this new beginning is, whether it's a job, or like some of you probably completed school. You could be debating whether or not you want to go back, or if you're not even in school, you probably deciding to go back. But it's like there's probably some hurdles there. There's probably some delays. Excuse me. For some of you, I feel like it's like with yourself or with somebody else. Because when I see two kings or two queens or two of the same core card, I think of it as like being one person. So for some of you, because we do have the King of Wands here, which is you, regardless of gender, we have this King of Cups in reverse, which is represented by Scorpio, which is a sign that naturally kind of butts heads with Leo. I feel like in terms of getting your emotions aligned, getting your emotions straightened out, I feel like that's going to be a hassle, because I feel like a lot of you have these preconceived ideas or these preconceived notions that you're hanging on to. And whenever I see the nine of anything reversed, or whenever I see nines, it's like withholding, especially with this Nine of Cups reversed and this Nine of Swords reversed. Because I feel like for some of you, it's just like this sort of resentful energy. It's this energy of wanting to make somebody pay for something, or wanting somebody to they did you wrong, so you want to get over on them. But at the same time, I'm feeling like that a lot of you have this desire to bring something fresh and new into the world. You want to lead with your heart, whether it's like a new loved one or a creative project or whatever, like I said. But there's a lot of things that you guys need to let go of. You guys had the Wheel of Fortune in the last reading, and now it comes up reversed. So it's telling me that I feel like you guys can't allow yourself to sort of be a victim. You can't, with the, when the wheel comes up, it's all about us using our resources to make the physical situation around us better. We're actually putting in the work, and we're exploiting every opportunity we have just to sort of succeed. But when I see that reverse, as well as that Ace of Pentacles, it's like some of you are probably wasting your time. You're wasting your time on pursuits or on people or on efforts that aren't really worth your time at all. And it could be with different people. It could be with one other person in particular. Like if some of you are dealing with a Scorpio or with a water sign, or with somebody who you feel like is emotionally hot and cold all the time, where you feel like you're with them 100%, but then like they could probably get a little angry, or they could be just really just distant, or really just sort of manipulative, emotionally manipulative, calculating. And so I feel like within that, there's this need for you to actually sort of return to your center, return to your core, because Temperance is here as well, which is also a Scorpio card, and Cancer had that exact same card right here. So some of you might be dealing with a Cancer, some of you might have Cancer in your chart or whatever. But what I told them is that there's an instance where something needs to be totally cut off, and I'm seeing it here as well with this Eight of Cups and this Nine of Swords. You guys have a lot of repeating cards. You have 2 8s and 2 aces, 2 9s, 2 kings. So I feel like that's not a coincidence. So I feel like for some of you, there's a lesson here of understanding, like realizing when you've had enough, realizing that wherever you're putting your love and your heart and your passion into, I feel like there's a lesson here about trying to figure out what is worth it and what's not, what you can let go of and what you can actually embrace. And I feel like it's very deep. It's a very deep sort of situation, because we do have these Scorpio cards and we have these cups. So I feel like for a lot of you, you might have been like neglecting your emotions. You might be more ready and willing with this fire energy. You might be taking on this Knight of Wands sort of energy, where some of you are probably actively dating. Some of you are, actively socializing and being, out there, putting yourselves out there, putting your ideas out there, your messages out there. Some of you, you're really talking to a lot of different people. But I feel like for some of you, you're like neglecting another aspect of your life. You're neglecting more deeper, like emotional things, like especially if you are with somebody right now where it feels like neither of you are meeting each other halfway. Like I'm seeing you are on one thing, they're on another thing. And I feel like that for some of you, you're just sort of dealing with this just because. And again, with the nines, it's a card of abundance only when we're talking about the Nine of Pentacles, really, or the Nine of Cups upright. But it's also about like just again withholding, being sort of what's the word? Possessive, where it's like, especially with the Nine of Swords, it's probably the most egoistic one in my opinion, because it's the card of anxiety. And it's the card of like dealing with petty, resentful, bitter energy simply because we feel like we're entitled to feel that pain. Simply because we're entitled to feel like, well, we can try to get one over on somebody or try to sort of do something to somebody because, it's that sort of energy. And it's like echoed there with the Nine of Cups, where it's just like a lot of you guys are probably pushing through, barreling through something without even really stopping to think about it. Because some of you could be dating somebody else to spite somebody, to make somebody else jealous. Some of you, again, I'm getting some jealousy sort of energy where a lot of you you're not jealous, but you're trying to make somebody else jealous. Or if you are jealous, I feel like you're coping with that in a very unhealthy way, where you're just being sort of careless and reckless. You're having fun and you're meeting all these people and you're getting things done and you're doing these amazing things probably. Like some of you are like, summertime. So, or not summertime. Well, it's almost summertime. Summertime, whatever. But you guys are really like trying to have fun. But you can't ignore the basics right now. Like, of course, you can't ignore bills. You can't ignore that, food has to be on the table. But you also can't be petty either. I feel like there's a lesson for you guys here to learn in that some people just aren't worth our time. Some people just aren't worth our effort. Some people just aren't worth our energy. And, if we continue to feed into that, we're empowering them. If this person is a Scorpio or if this person is like this, Scorpios like that shit. Scorpios and other people that sort of feed off of resentful energy and bitterness, they like that because, they can find ways to use it against you. They know that, they've gotten under your skin. And, if it's deeper than that, like if you're married to somebody, I feel like for some of you, you might need a retreat or you might need a vacation or you might need to actually speak what's on your mind. Just not be afraid to like really say what your heart wants, to not be afraid and to know that, a relationship might end or that some things will conclude because of this, but you have to look out for yourself with this Eight of Cups. It's like the card of healing. What have you been holding on to that you're still sort of like, for some of you, again, with that, with the Taurus new moon and the Scorpio full moon of last month, where it was all about, recognizing where our weaknesses are. And especially for you guys, Leo, where it was going to present itself in a way that's obvious, in a way that you could see it, in a way that you could feel it, in your personal life, in your home life, in your career or your job or whatever. So it's all about like, and now it's like you're dealing with, the sort of the after effects of it. We don't have the Tower, the Death card here, but, we have two Scorpio cards and we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So it's like, where, what isn't working? What can be sort of, now that you've probably, for some of you, you've probably cut something off or you've probably like limited yourself to it, to the, to your exposure of somebody or some habit or something. And now you're just not sure what to do with it or where to go. It's going to be important to understand that this isn't the end of the journey. And until we get to Leo season, I feel like all of this, all of these sort of, all this confusion, all of this sort of, because I feel like you guys might be like willfully like distracting yourself from something, which isn't bad. And, in essence, everybody needs a distraction because sometimes some things are too hard to like confront. But I really feel like for some of you, you're going to go into something, especially if you're looking for a reaction or somebody wants a reaction out of you. I feel like you're going to enter into something that's going to sort of make you need to step back and need to just be like, wow, I haven't been the best version of myself or I haven't been the best person. How can I fix this? How can I fix this with love? And it's not about fixing them. It's ultimately about fixing you. And it's about getting yourself where you need to be so you are safe and that you are protected from people that are trying to hurt you. But you're also protecting yourself from trying to lash out at other people because, again, at the end of the day, that's just going to make you feel worse and going to make you feel more anxious and more closed in and more distracted. So I feel like now is going to be a good time for you guys to try to find a way to rebalance yourself, come back into a place of healing, come back into a place of love, come back into a place of natural understanding where, you're living, you're having fun, you're doing your thing, you're in your element, and you're not going to let other people sort of distract you or throw you off from doing what you want to do. But don't distract or throw yourself off in the process as well. Okay, Leo? So thank you guys so much. I will see you guys soon.